point gained or 2 points dropped? How would you look at that game today? West Ham drew 1-1 at home with Burnley. Relegation contenders, West Ham vying for a spot in the top 6, you could say. And yeah, a bit of a disappointing day at the office. A better second half from West Ham, but the first half in itself wasn't ideal. Maybe the draw was overmarred by the fact that there was a really bad injury to Westwood, and we at West Ham Network and all West Ham fans wish him a massive, speedy recovery as well. But keep your comments coming in. I'll maybe put the link in. You can come in and have a chat with us and let us know your thoughts on the game as well. But like I said, maybe the hangover for West Ham today, not an ideal result really at all. Especially with the results that went our way, you could say, this weekend, except for the Man United game. There was an opportunity, a real strong opportunity for us to progress further up the league, and it didn't take place, unfortunately. So as it stands, we are on 52 points, which means we are 5 points behind Spurs in 4th place, 2 points behind Man United in 5th place, and 2 points behind Arsenal in 6th place. We are 3 points ahead of Wolves, who are in 8th with 12-point cushion on Leicester, who are in 9th position as well. But we'll get started on the review. I'll put the link in the chat. If anyone's interested in coming on and having a little chat with me, then they're more than welcome to do that. I'll jump through the comments in a second. Could you also say, Pope, what a second half performance from him, from Burnley. If you are interested in jumping on the stream, click that link, follow the guidance, and you'll come through. I think last week we had a few problems with people trying to jump on, but depending on what phone they were using, what internet connection they were using, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, click that if you're interested in coming on and having your opinion. So the starting lineups for West Ham was Fabianski in goal, Johnson, Dawson, Diop, and Creswell. Of course, because Diop is now deputising for all the injured centre-halves that we've got. Soucek and Rice maintained the positions. Bowen, Lanzini, Antonio, and Vlasic started the game today. So that was a good opportunity for Vlasic to come in. I actually felt like maybe we would have seen Mark Noble today. I think that maybe this was a game that Mark Noble could have came in and maybe rejuvenated the team, because you always find that sometimes on the back of a fantastic victory, there's always going to have that hangover effect and the fatigue kicks in. And I feel like maybe the first half performance for West Ham, it definitely was a fatigue performance, 100%. On the bench, we had Areola, Sofal, Fredericks, Masuaku, Noble, Kroll, Fornals, Benrahma, and Yarmolenko. Burnley, they came out with Pope in goal, who, for me, was Burnley's man of the match, potentially, the game's man of the match from his second half performance, because he absolutely nullified any of the threats coming through from West Ham. Really, really good saves in the second half. Loughton, Collins, Tarkowski, Taylor, McNeil, Westwood, who of course suffered that really bad injury in the first half that led to 9 minutes of injury time. And we wish him all the best. Cornet, who's a fantastic, tricky, clever player. Rodriguez, who we all know about, he likes to bang in a goal with West Ham, against West Ham, and Weghorst, the big German central striker that they've brought in to replace Chris Wood. On the bench, they had Hennessy, Roberts, Long, Bardsley, Brownhill, Stevens, Lennon, Barnes, and Vidra as well. So yes, there you go. And the game kind of kicked off. West Ham, started the game all right, I suppose you could say, in the first couple of minutes. Dawson was doing as usual, pinging the balls across field and always finding his marker. And yeah, he was doing the Ballon Dawson, you could say. And I thought he had another good game today. I thought he stepped up. He's stepping up left, right, and centre. But very quickly, good save from Pope in the first half that stopped Bowen's attempt. He was at full strength and he managed to tip the shot over the bar with his left palm, and it really was a classy stop from Pope. And it really was, because I think Bowen had an attempt very quickly followed up by a second attempt, and it was a curler shot. It was typical Jared Bowen, Aaron Bowen, if you want to call him, depending on how you want to call him, and it was going in the top corner, and it was a really, really good save. Get your comments in though, let me know your thoughts on Pope. Is he an option if Burnley were to go down? Even if they weren't to go down, do West Ham try and go into the market and bring him in? With the news that Fabianski signing the contract to stay for an extra season, what do we do with regards to Areola? I wasn't massively impressed with Fabianski today. Really good shot stopper, but not commanding in the box today. Really struggled with corners, really struggled with set pieces, and that's potentially what you could say cost us. But we did go close again. This time Tarkowski was the hero for Burnley. He cleared the ball off the line. Johnson's cross found Creswell at the back post, and he hit it first time on the volley. I think I've actually got an image of this shot here. Here it is here. From Aaron Creswell, hit it on the volley, and it's cleared off the line from Tarkowski, and that was in the 17th minute. But the next thing that happened, 22 minutes in, a serious injury to Westwood. It came off the tackle of Vlasic. It was not intended, and Vlasic was horrified from it. He was absolutely devastated at the injury. It was a complete innocent collision between Westwood and Vlasic. Declan Rice was consoling Vlasic, and that really took the sting out of the game. At that point, well, you thought it would take the sting out of the game, but he was attended to and he was stretchered off and he was in tears. A lot of players were around in tears, and then there was a medical emergency in the stands as well. But it was definitely a serious injury. I've not looked back at the replay. I don't know if I want to see the replay. I don't think anyone would want to see it as well. But I think there was literally 9 minutes of injury time attending to Westwood as well. So may he hopefully recover as quick, and hopefully it's not as bad as first feared, but I fear that is. I was going to say, and that usually sometimes takes the sting out of the game, but Burnley hit us on the counter and we didn't expect it. Cornet's cross found Rodriguez, who heads against the bar, and Weghorst is there to head home the rebound. He pointed over to the bench just to say that celebration, we weren't going to celebrate. That was for Westwood. So it's a nice gesture. But defensively for West Ham, it wasn't great at all. I don't know how we let Rodriguez get the header in the first place, and then it kind of bounced down, and I think Weghorst out jumped. And I know he's a big lad, I get that, but if you look back at the replay, he absolutely towered above Tommy Soucek to tap the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Burnley. And at that point, you're thinking to yourself, what do West Ham do? How do we bounce back from this? Normally this season, we've been okay and not struggled in games where we have gone 1-0 down. But you can't help but think the fatigue coming on off the back of the result in Lyon, that would have had a bit of a knock-on effect for it, and it kind of felt like that. And we did try to press them a little bit. We were putting a little bit of pressure on, but they broke on the counter, and Cornet went 1-on-1 with Fabianski, takes the ball around Fabianski, and as you can see here, Fabianski clips him, he goes down, and Burnley get a penalty on the half-time whistle. And at that point, I'm sitting here with one of my mates, and I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? How will we come back from this 2-0 down at half-time? And then everything in your head starts to go like, it's ridiculous, this is what's happening, this is the hangover, why can't we just wake up? It was just mistake after mistake. And Cornet stole the ball. I don't know who it was. He stole the ball for Burnley, and he took the penalty, and he hit a wild shot wide to the right of the post, and it missed. And it's a great thing for West Ham because obviously that gives you a bit of confidence going in. The roar in the stadium was amazing. It's a bit quieter in the atmosphere today, but there was 9 added minutes as well in the first half. But that gave West Ham a bit of a confidence boost going in on the half-time whistle. I'm going to jump into the chat before I move into the second half, see what everyone else is saying. Look, legend, don't create enough, not clinical enough when we do. Lingard would have scored for us today. And that's the funny thing, I've seen people saying all week, like, I bet Lingard wishes he came to West Ham. I don't doubt he did wish he came to West Ham, but he hasn't, and he didn't. But you do think that, you're missing a Lingard type player for these games. These are the games that you could be doing with a Lingard type player, because I wonder where that would take West Ham to as well. Why are we always taking too many touches before shooting? Absolutely. Antonio done that several times. His half was like watching two Labradors playing with a ball. Ron Miller saying we played a lot better today than the last few games after the Europa League game. Burnley time wasted and they needed the points more than us. Pope pulled off great saves. He did always overplay too slow to get the ball into the danger area. Mark Alexander did notice a couple of times that we were really slow on the counter. There was a couple of times I was screaming at the telly, switch the play. And we couldn't get the ball over quick enough in the wide areas. As well, look, legend injuries seem to affect us more than them. Absolutely, man. The G, Antonio cannot score. It's official. It's such a shame because Pope did keep out really good saves from him. And he'd done a lot of good work in the second half, creating good space, good chances. And I don't know, like would have I think there was one shot he had, which was a good save from Pope, where he was shooting from about 18 yards out, where he probably could have taken a couple of more touches or played in another one of the players. Cockney Buccaneer, yep, Pope was man of the match, 100%. Rob's projectile, another 2 points dropped, gutted, 2 points dropped. The injury first half seemed to take the edge off our play. How is it we play so well in Europe? Graham Smith. Vinny is saying Antonio can't finish, shot at the keeper and blast the ball. Why not pass it to the goal sometimes? Muddy is saying Pope showing Fab how to dominate the corners. He absolutely did. Chris Biggs, Montana. Fabianski always floppy. Vlasic never impacts the game. Victor Fenn to play Thursday and be such a high as players then to come down and pick it up within 48 hours is not easy. Absolutely. And we need to get used to that because we're not used to that. And that's a good point. We're not used to that as a club and our players aren't used to that. So we absolutely do need to try and get our heads around that as well. Tevez needs to get Antonio shooting lessons. He does. I think I've got a nice little cheeky image actually of Tevez. Let me see if I can get that in here. So if anyone doesn't know, the man, the myth, the legend, Carlos Tevez was at the London Stadium today. Really nice to see him. Didn't know he was coming. Russ sent me a message today, say Tevez is here, and there he is there in the pitch wearing his West Ham scarf. So lovely to see Tevez back at the club as well. Was Pope man of the match? One cracking saving in an afternoon of our players just hit the ball at him. I don't know. No, I think there was a couple of good saves he made. He definitely made a couple of good saves. Trini saying we are inept in creating attacking chances, which makes the ones we get more important. Cockney Buccaneer, everyone seems too many touches in their box, not direct enough losses that game. Vlasic not good enough. Moyes just wants to get rid of Ben Rama. Couldn't watch the watch along as it kept coming up private video. Adam, I really do apologize, mate. I couldn't do the watch along for the first half in the end, and I didn't know how to. I couldn't get into the settings to change it all. But when I came on, I could only do the second half, so I do apologise for that. Stephen Spraggs, by Vlasic and Verbin Rama not good enough. I really should start. To be fair, we do need to buy Pope. Narky, sometimes you just need to take a shot and hope someone is running in for a rebound. I think we have given Vlasic enough time to show more than we've seen, not even Glipson's at the moment. Just shows how much we rely on others scoring like Bowen, Soucek and Dawson. Hybrid, Harris, how on earth did Antonio not do better with this chance? Shocking, especially after hoofing easy pass to Bowen before that. Going back to this point on Vlasic, it's a World Cup year. And he's not starting for Croatia every single game. So he will want game time. So I wouldn't be surprised come the summer, unless something happens between now and the end of the season with Vlasic, that if we were to maybe look at a loan deal of him going out, because that would benefit West Ham and him to get some game time as well. How on earth did Antonio not do better with that chance? Shocking, especially after hoofing an easy pass to Bowen before that. Get Oriola signed. We cannot go into next season with Fabs as number one if we're to be serious contenders. Definitely 2 points dropped. We continue to make excuses for Antonio in front of goal. Yes, he holds the ball up well, but fuck's sake, he has touch as an elephant. At the business end season, playing teams like Burnley will always be tough. I know Ian Dennis on 5 Live, not a fan of West Ham, fair enough, but I would ask him why. We were piss poor in the first half. I had more energy in the second half. Should have won it. Toby saying, I think we play Antonio on the right and left and play Jared centre forward. Thoughts? The thing is, when Antonio plays really, really well, he's really effective. When he doesn't, he's so not effective. It's ridiculous. So I can see the point in what you're saying, but I don't think Moyes likes it. I thought Antonio gave us a kind of a one half not so great performance, second half a good performance, just couldn't put the ball into the back of the net. There's a lot of other clubs rooting for us, especially the ones on the European journey. Just let the fan base know. Yeah, absolutely. Muddy boots. Far too many driven passes. Burnley always given the time to pile back. Do not extend Fabianski's contracts, please. Sign Ariel and Pope as backup. Damn. I think we are looking at a number one. I think whether that be Areola, whatever, but I think they're going to want Fabianski to do that transition as well. And it's always good to have someone like that as a backup. Striker and left winger urgently needed in the summer. The Burnley injury ruined the first half for us. Couldn't keep it together until the second half. We need to change keepers now. 2-half Pope kept them in the game. Should have won 4-1. Narky, it looks like we don't know what to do when we get the ball on the edge of their box. Afternoon, you beautiful people. Howard Ales, good to see you. Fab is rubbish at controlling the box area. Areola needs to be our first keeper. Fab is costing us too many points. Another poor performance and result. Takes gloss off the win over Leon from me. It doesn't for me, mate. I know I get it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. It doesn't take the gloss off that for me at all. I think we play Antonio on the right or left. Play Jared centre forward. Always done that. So no need for the negativity. Norman. Next season, Antonio needs to be benched. Impact sub. Fab never touched the ball. He dived in for the pen. Deserved it to miss it well. Craig Hill, Chelsea next, but at least we have 7 days to recover, and Chelsea have to play Arsenal on Wednesday. Hopefully that'll do us good to get in the recovery. Patrick is saying we should get Pope because he's annoying as hell. Johnson needs to practice his crossing. I think Antonio is at the point where he's trying too hard to get a goal and not waiting for it just to happen. Antonio went outside the area, just blasted the ball. You should think a professional football could hit the target at least. Yeah, I think he should have even just found the back post and try and keep the ball down as well. No worries, mate. Sorry about that again. Dabs, apparently we had a corner and someone scored in the first half, but it wasn't allowed. What happened? Did we? Graham, we really have to buy in the summer and offload others. I think we will. Yarmolenko would have scored today if he was given 20, 30 minutes. Not easy to get into the rhythm for a striker when you only play every 6 or 7 games. We're going to finish 9th or 10th. 4 games left. Why would Moyes change the keeper now? Damien Byfield, it's 5 games left, I think it is. Even though Carlos Tevez at matchday looking on, what's that all about? Do you think we're going to win Europa? I mean, it's wide open. The full competition is wide open. Let me get into the rest of the game. Second half. And first, came out, no changes for both teams. And we went quick, Lanzini clipped the ball to the back post, but Soucek under heavy Burnley pressure, knees it wide. And it really was a perfectly timed cross in from Lanzini. He was doing a little bit of trickery in the box. He was keeping hold of the box. And at that point, I thought, dispense the ball earlier, but he did find Soucek at the back post. And him and I think it was Courtney were holding on to each other. And I think people were trying to call for a penalty or a foul or something like that, but it didn't happen. Burnley made a sub. Nothing else was really happening. Antonio had a bit of a clear header from maybe the penalty spot. He smashes his head forward and it nearly found Bowen at the back post, who was unmarked, but he was overstretching, couldn't get near the ball. There was a chance for Burnley to make it 2-0. Cornet got to the byline, cuts one back for Rodriguez, who's from 12 yards. He curls one first time, but he sends the effort wide of the post. Vlasic went off. Benrahma came on. But there wasn't any really firing power from Benrahma. A couple of chances he did have, but there was one particular chance. I think he was about 12, 13 yards out wide on the left, and he looked like he tried to curl it around the players, and he just hit it straight out, just literally straight out. And that's what people are getting frustrated about when it comes to Benrahma. But thank God Tommy Soucek did equalise for West Ham to make it 1 each. A much needed goal for West Ham to try and stop any of the threat coming from Burnley. It was a fantastic ball from Lanzini, from a set piece, from a free kick on the edge of the box into the middle. Soucek, I wouldn't say he was unmarked. People were saying he's unmarked. I think he just beat his marker to the ball. He got in front of it and he actually shouldered it in to the back of the net to make it 1-1. And at that point, then you did feel we'd scored the goal with 15 minutes to go, and you felt like, you know what, here's a chance now for West Ham to go on, break, and try and get something in this game. But there was chances. Rice got a shot away from 15 yards, but it deflected to Lanzini, who nicks one away from Pope, but he can't quite get the ball and put it in the direction of there. Burnley are trying to do the break, but West Ham are defending really well. Dawson's doing well. Diop's doing well. West Ham are getting the ball forwards. Antonio finds Benrahma from 12 yards out. He moves on to his right and he makes a complete mess of the finish, which is the one I've just said there. There's like literally 5 minutes to go. And then it's big chances for West Ham. 85 minutes to go. Cornet from 20 yards. But again, the execution isn't at standard and he hits the ball really wide. Then a massive save from Pope. This is where Pope comes into the zone in the last 5 minutes. Counter-attack from West Ham, led by Rice, finds Antonio into the box. He's got Pope to beat from the angle, but his effort is pushed over the bar by the keeper. And that's literally a couple of minutes to go. And then another fantastic save from Pope. Again, another cross is fired in. Diop gets there from 8 yards out. Wait till you see this back. If you've not watched the game, the save from Pope is ridiculous. It actually is very similar to the England World Cup in 1970 when Gordon Banks drops down from, I think it's a Pelé header, and he scoops the ball up. It doesn't scoop it up over the bar, but he scoops it up to clear the ball. It's a fantastic save from Pope. And then he goes again for a third save in quick succession. Pope, the ball gets fed through to Antonio, who does a really good kind of nips the ball over the top of the defender and tries to hit a shot past Pope, but Pope saves. 3 minutes of injury time, nothing happens, and Burnley, West Ham share the spoils. Burnley are still in the relegation zone, 3 points from safety, away from Everton. And for West Ham, that gives us an extra point. We move up or stay in 7th place. 3 points adrift from Wolves. Like I said, 2 points away from Arsenal, 2 points away from Man United. 5 points from Spurs as well. Oh, the wind is blowing everything away, and hopefully that's going to be okay. And there you go. That is the game for you. I don't know if we're going to have people coming from the stadium. I'm trying to see if they are. I'm just waiting on to see if they are coming on. Let me see what everyone is saying. It was a wonderful opportunity to finish 5th since Arsenal and Spurs slept. This is a relegation form apart from Europe. Soucek plays better when Sofal plays. Might beat Chelsea. It wouldn't surprise me. Hit the like button, people. If you can, missed opportunity. More pressure to get results for Chelsea and Arsenal. Dab's saying yes, top 5. Oh, wait, we bottomed it. We did. Well, we did for there, but we'll see. We're going to finish 8th below Wolves with no European football next season. Well, no. You know what? I kind of, part of me expected that maybe some people might think like that, but I don't think it will happen like that. Antonio cannot miss that. Come on, it was it was on a platform. It's trying, it's not as working. First half, he had Declan it wide out, head down, not looking up, and he kicked a field goal. It's true though, he does do that, but he's not a natural born striker, and that's what we know, and that's why we need to bring someone in as well. Come on, games like this happen. Leave the negativity. Need to make sure that's the wine not broken in the past, please. And remember, Burnley are fighting for the Premier League survival. They are. Mark Alexander, Antonio's desperation to score stops and playing the right ball. Vinay is saying West Ham a few years ago would have lost this game. Absolutely. This is one of the most dangerous seasons because we might lose Deck and Jared if we don't get top 4. I don't think we will. I think we'll be all right for this season, but we'll leave that for another time as well. Antonio was playing for himself and not for the team today. That brings an end really to the review. It is Easter Sunday. It's not great. We don't really want to sit here and moan about all the things that are happening. We've got Chelsea up next. We've got 7 days rest. We need to take that rest, use it to our advantage, and fingers crossed we can go ahead and get something against them. Prepare ourselves for the European semi-final against Frankfurt. And we haven't got mice down there, but they are playing with the red. Well, maybe we do. They're playing with the red wine. Going to get some cheese out next. Mice Collective. But keep the faith, because we've got a fantastic victory midweek. And as some people are saying, as some people have been saying, it's the hangover, it's fatigue kicked in a bit. But we may have lost this fixture this time last year or 2 seasons ago, and at least we've picked up a point. It's better than nothing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I want everyone to stay safe, and you will be checking out loads of the videos we've got coming up in due course. If you're interested in becoming a member, please click on the membership option, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and come on, you Irons.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate,